Joined by Linfield College. They just won Game 9 of the 2012 NCAA Division III Softball Championship. We're joined by head coach Jackson Vaughn, catcher Emily Left, third baseman Carly Prestiani, and pitcher Karina Pavla. We'll open with comments from the coach about today's game, please.
Just a hard-fought win. Obviously, their pitcher Fournier is very good, so we knew that this would be a tough game, especially coming off the loss last night. Just emotionally getting ready to play again, and then not only that, but facing one of the best pitchers in the country was going to be a tough task. But we faced a lot of good pitchers over the years in the tournament, and found a way to battle. And certainly today it was kind of a match of their strength versus our strength in terms of power pitching versus power hitting, and we were fortunate enough to get the home runs against her. And I think we made some adjustments. The game moved on, and we made her throw a lot of pitches, and I think she got a little fatigued at the end, and I'm sure it wasn't her best game she's probably thrown all year. But I think obviously we were able to fight off some pitches, and I think she was tentative to bring the ball to the plate a little bit after we had a home run or two, and so I think all that played a factor into it. But Karina pitched a great game, and then we just got to those 3 or 4 big hits, and that was the difference in the game.
Now let's talk about that power hitting right away, and we'll start with Carly. Carly, talk about a home run like that you hit today. It was one of those get out of here quick type of home runs, or it was on the line the whole way. Give me your mindset of the at-bat, and then what you actually hit, and if you knew it was gone right away.
We knew what we were going to get coming into the game, so we knew we were going to get a lot of pitches up, and I think that it was just one that didn't get up as much as she wanted it to. So Jackson told me to get my hips open the pitch before I fouled off and didn't get my hips open, so the next one I did, and yeah, when it comes off your bat like that, you kind of know what's going on. I was sprinting for 2, not knowing if it was going to hit the top of the fence or not, but yeah.
And then Emily, with yours a little bit different. You got it up in the wind a little bit, and probably getting a little curious as you're starting around first base. Is it going to hold? Is she going to jump up and make a catch? Our official score tried to say it was only 207 feet. I think it was a little bit longer. But talk about a home run like that when it's up there in the air and you're still trying to think, all right, is it going to get out of here? And then what your plan is when you're rounding the bases.
I'm just running as hard as I can when I see the outfielders going back to the fence. So.
And what does it mean for your team when you know you're not manufacturing runs against a pitcher like this, when you know you're going to get a pitch here, a pitch there, you're going to hit? What does it mean when you guys can take advantage of those and really put some pressure on her?
It means a lot. I mean, when we can get solid home runs, it's just one more on the board, and we know we have good defense, and our pitching was great today. So if we can hold them and lead them with one run like we did today, then a couple shots here and there is all we need.
And Karina, let's talk about that pitching, and Emily, if you could chime in on this a little bit. You look at the box score, you watch the game, you managed the game well today here. They got, maybe you hit every inning or maybe 2 hits in 1 inning and spread it around, but you scattered 7 hits across the game, managed a very good hitting team and didn't allow them really to put too much danger there until the last inning where you just had a little bit of probably a mental lapse out there in the field as you're winding down the game. Talk a little bit about your pitching approach today, and as you're going through a game like this and seeing that they're just getting a shot here, a shot there against you, how your mindset was progressing throughout the game.
Well, I'd seen the umpire before, so I knew she liked to call higher pitches, so I started off with that. And as soon as they started getting a little bloopers here and there, I tried to bring the zone down a little bit more, and then just kind of worked out.
And Emily, talk about the game plan a little bit. As it started off with, and then as you progressed, seeing what was working, seeing what they were getting good swings at, how did you maybe change things up from what you were calling from behind the dish?
Well, our pitching coach is really good at reading body language and just the hitters in general, so he did a good job of mixing it up and attacking their weaknesses. And they did get a couple hits here and there, but it was hits that didn't end up really mattering. So, yeah, our pitching coach is pretty good at that.
And Coach, let's talk about the path you're taking right now. You're on the same track, if you will, as you were last year. Winning game 1, losing game 2, now coming back and winning your 3rd one, having to play a 2nd time. No matter who you face in the next game, they haven't had to play 2 games in this setting, whereas you did last year. What does that experience mean for you, and how will the team prepare coming into that next game tonight?
We've been around and doing this for a while. We have obviously 5 seniors, and they've done it for the last 3 years. And so I think they understand that it's just about just got to go play, and you can try to get too hyped up or build too much into it, but it's a pretty simple game. Whoever shows up tonight and plays better is going to win. I think we found out yesterday, that we probably did maybe play a little better. We didn't win. We didn't get the big hits when we needed to, but we just got to be able to show up tonight. We'll face another good pitcher. Whoever comes out, both those 2 pitchers are both pretty strong. And so we know we got to use our strength, which is scoring runs. You know, we're an offensive-oriented team, and if we continue to score runs, which is what we did last year, we're going to have a chance to win every game if we can put 4, 5, 6 runs on the board every game. So we really stress the team to continue to focus on what we need to do offensively to produce against these better pitchers. And if we do that, you know, then we're going to have a good shot to continue winning.
And Carly, let's talk about that offense a little bit. You've got roughly about 5 hours between now and then between you have to play again. How difficult is it to stay checked in as an offensive player? Maybe just using your personal experiences from that. How are you going to keep yourself checked in and ready to go for tonight?
I think it's important to check out for a while and not worry about it at all. So we're just going to go back to the hotel and hang out, and we'll probably watch the games online and see what those pitchers are doing and stuff, and then come back an hour and a half before game and warm up and get ready just like we would for our first game.
Well, coach and players, thank you for joining us today. Good luck later today and in the remainder of the tournament. We're joined by Tufts University. They just played in the 9th game of the 2012 NCAA Division III Softball Championship. We've got with us head coach Cheryl Milligan, second baseman Emily Beinecke, and pitcher Allison Fournier. Coach, some comments from you about today's game, please.
I thought we fought hard. I was really proud of. I thought Allison did a great job. You know, we certainly could have gotten a few more hits, but at the end of the day, you know, took ourselves out of some situations. But we're gonna lose a game. I think that's who I'd like to lose to. So.
Allison, let's talk about that pitching performance today. Obviously, against a good team, you only gave up 4 hits to them, and unfortunately, a couple of them were big hits. Yeah. Talk a little bit about what you were doing today to keep them off balance for the majority of their at-bats, and then maybe what they were hitting that they keyed on there to hit the couple long balls that they did.
I was mostly just trying to keep them off balance, switching sides of the plate and the different spins, but obviously they got a good piece of the few balls, so that was good for them. They're all good hitters, so that was
Always says what you can do.
And Emily, offensively, you're facing a pitcher here who just seemed to manage pretty well throughout the game. You got a couple hits here and there, but then they were able to close the door on you and not let you score that inning. The same thing throughout pretty much most of the game until that final inning. Offensively, how do you keep the frustration level down when you know that you can get to her, but you just can't push that one run across?
I mean, you take it one pitch at a time. I mean, every at bat you take a deep breath and you focus on the things that you can do, and focus on what she's been doing. I mean, the whole part of playing softball at this level is really being a student of the game and studying the pitcher and understanding what she'll throw, like with each count, and understanding that she was giving us a lot of first pitch strikes, and so to hop on that pitch is probably your best option. It's probably one of the best pitches we were going to see, so a couple times I like to do that, and unfortunately just hit the ball right at people, but you just take it one pitch at a time. That's mostly what you can do.
Well, let's kind of stay on that theme a little bit here, being a student of the game. Think back from the beginning of the season throughout the whole process here, conference tournament, regional tournament, now here, making it to this point in the national tournament. What did you learn about yourselves going through the process, and just talk about the pride that you have yourself in this team playing through this year?
I think that everyone just sort of learned how to pick themselves up. I mean, we've all had rough patches, especially if you're playing, 48 games a season. You're going to have a couple off games. It's inevitable. I think I'm very proud of this team the way we've matured over this season. I think maturity was one of the things that we sort of based this team's success off of, and understanding what you can do in every given moment to make yourselves better. And I think that being able to pick ourselves up and being able to know how to pick each other up is two of the big things that I think we were able to do really well, and to be cohesive as a team overall. Those two things really went together. So.
And then Allison, a little bit of a different point of view. You were a freshman coming into this season, coming into what you had to know was a strong team, and you put together a resume that really added to that and made yourself a very, very good team to get to this level in the tournament. Talk about your process, your step going throughout the season, if you expected something like this for yourself, and just what you feel about this team moving forward, knowing that you've got more time with them.
I definitely never expected to be this successful as a freshman. I think I improved a lot over the season, and I have so much respect for all the seniors. They're awesome teammates, and I'm going to miss them so much next year. It's not going to be the same, but we're going to keep going, and I'm really excited to move on with this team.
And Coach, if we finish up here, just talk about your overall feelings about this year and getting to this point, the pride that you have in your squad, and then moving forward into future years.
Yeah, I told them after the game I don't think I've ever been more proud of the team in terms of where we started with 6 freshmen, all of whom were contributing a lot, or even in small roles, but all contributing throughout the season, and trying to mix them with a pretty weighty upper class, and including our junior and senior class that were, certainly we had a lot of people that, as I told them after the game, that gave a lot more than they got, and I think that's what it takes to have a great team. So we had 19 players over there and some pretty set positional roles, and so a lot of kids really just working hard to make us better in practice. and not really getting a lot of shots on the field, which, you know, is important. I think you need those kids. You know, I think Allison would be the first one to admit that, you know, Rebecca and the rest of the pitching staff made her better. And Allison isn't the Allison that you see today without those kids behind her. You know, and that's not taking the thing away from Allison. She's obviously incredibly talented and worked very hard, and I'm incredibly proud of her. And where she's come this year. And I think that goes to each of them, you know, to a man. They really have grown, come together as a team. We had some moments where it was kind of like, wow, how is this going to work? And they really pulled through it. And you know, we, you know, I think lost sight of the goal at some point. But you know, this was it, to be sitting here. Well, maybe not after a loss, but to be sitting here in general. And so it's really been an enjoyable ride. It's been a very, in a lot of ways, just a fantastic season in every way, and in some ways it's been a really hard season, which at the end just makes it all more sweeter. So,
Well, Coach and players, we thank you for joining us today. Congratulations on making it to this point in the 2012 NCAA National Tournament.
thank you. Thank you so much.